G'day everyone, it's Matt Rard here from the eBusiness Institute, where we teach beginners how to build and buy websites and replace their corporate roles. And today I have such an awesome couple with us. You can see they're ex-corporates. These guys are absolutely blitzing it online and on their journey. And what I want to share with you, we recently had Stephen and Melissa share at one of our private boot camps what they've been doing over the last year and the sort of money they're now charging for website builds. And there's some really inspirational lessons here, especially for those of you who are starting out, maybe thinking about quitting your corporate role, getting online, working from home full time. So I'm really excited to have Stephen and Melissa on with us today to share and inspire our whole community. Guys, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Matt. Glad to be here.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for the chance to have a chat to you.
Yeah, well, it's really cool, guys. And what I want you to share with us first and foremost is your recent success. What are you charging now for? Because at the bootcamp, we're talking about ongoing recurring incomes from making money online. And what's the main strategy that you're doing? And then we'll look at why, but what's the main strategy doing and how much are you charging? Just to put everything in context for everyone.
Yeah, so what we're doing, what we're all about is creating website assets for businesses. And we come in when we meet clients at how can we help them? What are their goals and what are their targets? And by doing that, we understand each other, whether we're a good fit, and then we're in a position to charge for anything up to $3,000 a month SEO right now, depending on clients' targets. On average at the moment, it's about $1,500 a month, but we're starting to pitch more and more to 3,000, and all this has happened in the past 12 months.
Awesome. So, and that's what you were sharing, because at the bootcamp, remember we were talking about our freedom goal, like, you know, hit that first $10,000 a month. So for you guys, your strategy, and those of you listening, what Stephen and Melissa have decided to do, they're following our strategy where they build websites for businesses, and you're generally charging what, $3 to $5 grand for a website build. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So at Keyword Design, we do three things. We do website builds for businesses that don't have a website. We do website redesigns to give a new look and improve user experience. And then we do SEO. So out of those three core propositions, 3,000 to 500 is the once-off, which are the website builds and redesigns. We do about 2 or 3 jobs a month on that. That takes us halfway to our freedom goal. And then we're building our SEO clients. So over the next 12 months, we're looking for 10 SEO clients averaging 1,500 to 2,000 a month. And that's our freedom goal.
And you've just gotten, and you were just telling me earlier, you're now quoting on $5,000 a month SEO as well. So you only need 2 of those and you've hit your first freedom goal. So guys, this is super exciting. And listening to you now and interviewing you both, this is really, really cool, because I know you both really well now. And it was lovely to meet face to face finally the other day as well. But what I want to point out is, those of you listening, listen to Stephen. He's Mr. Super Confident here now. Just look at him, and look at him. This is, I call these two guys the glamour couple. Like, look at them; they look beautiful. They're in their suits, and you know, look so confident. Now, Stephen, the truth has to come out. Pardon?
You're going to make us blush.
Yeah. I mean, looking at you, everyone thinks, oh wow, this guy. You know, you two are just rocking it, and you know, but you got to remember, a lot of us listening here are total beginners, and this is the bit I want to bring up now. As you shared at the boot camp, it wasn't always like this, because here you are coming across super confident with doing all this. It was only a year ago, I believe, Stephen. Where were you even just a year ago?
A year ago, so we'll talk about the boot camp. A year ago, I was shaking in my boots. And this is what a difference it is. I was shaking in my boots because Matt, as our mentor, you like throwing us out there, getting us out of the comfort zone. And you said this challenge is mandatory. We had to build a website in 10 days. This time last year, I was shaking in my boots because I didn't know how to build a website. Matt, you mentioned we were in the corporate background. I'm the first person, I'm an actuary by qualification, and I'm the first one that would have IT on my speed dial list, number 1. If my screen's not working or Outlook's not working, call IT. And that was my mindset 12 months ago. Matt's telling me to build this website in 10 days. How am I going to do that? And now to see where we're at, we're repeating our course. You're still our mentor because we're just seeing that tremendous growth, and you've issued the same challenge this year. 10-day website challenge, we've built now two or three. We're trying to get three, but we'll get two done. One is a new website that we'll submit within the 10 days. And the other one is Melissa's looking at the website that I built in 10 days the first time. Yeah. We haven't touched it since, and it's a brand new build, and it's just that confidence. We're at that stage where we're outsourcing our work so that we can continue to deliver the value to our clients.
Yeah, just a little bit on that as well. With the outsourcing, it was so amazing because we got to the point where we knew we had to start outsourcing. And just at that point, Matt had a subject on for the bootcamp about outsourcing, and we got so much inspiration that we took that on board, and we actually outsourced our first website build to somebody, which is what we did, and that's one of the websites that we're submitting for the challenge.
Awesome. Yeah, it is unreal to see what you guys are achieving here. And what I want to do, guys, let's go back even a bit further. So we've got a lot of digital investors. So everyone realizes Stephen and Melissa, I personally coach them. They're on our Champions program, which is our highest level program. And you guys have been with us now for 2 years. And here's the reason why. You all need to understand, whilst these guys look like absolute legends at this point, you just heard even a year ago, they were, let's just say, nervous about building websites. And previous a year to that, let's look at the journey, because there has been some challenges. And what I want to bring out is what the main challenges are for you. So you've mentioned technical stuff, but there was another big one as well. So let's go back to when you first came onto the Digital Investor Program. Where were you at then? What were you doing?
So let me give it. So we had a Airbnb business before we started the Digital Profits Program. And we did pretty well for that. Within 2 years, it was
18 months. We went from startup, zero turnover, to $1 million turnover business. And that's from 2018 towards the end of 2019.
Yeah.
Well done. That's awesome. So you guys are go-getters already.
Yes.
High achieving professional couple, all right?
And we built that business whilst both in corporate jobs. As soon as the Airbnb business replaced Melissa's income, or was close to that, Melissa quit a job to focus more on the business, and the business continued to grow. And when we hit $1 million turnover, I said, oh, that's my turn now. I'm going to quit. So I actually got a promotion and changed companies on a contract role as my last hurrah in the corporate world. Lo and behold, unfortunately, we had the COVID knockout. So we survived the bushfires, but COVID knocked us out. And I think that year, our first year in Champions, was a lot of mindset issues on a subconscious level, because there's the disappointment, the phases of disappointment that I needed to go through, because we're go-getters. We've had successful corporate lives. We've built a successful business, only to have that taken away from us. But thanks to the Champions course, we managed to overcome that. And I feel like I'm getting my mojo back. So
I can see it, Stephen. Definitely.
Built the business from zero to $1 million turnover, and a new skill. So multiple facets.
Yeah. So also, just to take us a step back, just to shed some light as well, is that when it hit us, COVID hit us, we were scrambling, trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? What's our next strategy? And we came across Digital Profits. Well, I came across it because I thought to myself, okay, let's build ourselves a website. And I wasn't going to pay X amount for somebody to do it for me, because cash flow was starting to become an issue.
We had zero.
Yeah. And so I said to Stephen, let's do this program and I can build my own website. This was Digital Profits. Stephen, first thing Stephen said to me was, honey, are you sure you want to do that? You're talking about 2 people who don't even know how to use the latest apps, or don't even know how to download it, or anything like that.
And I've got IT on speed dial at the work.
And I said to him, we've got to try, you know? And so I did the Digital Profits, and I went through it. It was a fabulous program, because it step by step, it just showed me how to do it. And I managed to create our first website. Once we did that, I had a strategy call with Matt, and Matt said, okay, where do you want to go from here? And we said, look, we know so much about Airbnb, and we did so well. We wanted to carry on with it and engage a marketing agency to do it. So we told Matt about our beautiful plan about how we're going to do this. Matt goes, well, I think I've got something that might be better than that. Don't you want to come to our workshop? Just have a look. And we're like, okay, fine, let's go to the workshop. Went to a workshop and it was a no-brainer. At that point in time, with cash flow being pretty much zero, we said, okay, let's go onto digital profits and let's see where it took us. However, even though we decided that, there was a lot of mindset issues that we didn't even realize ourselves.
At a subconscious level.
Yeah, we thought we were fine, and just trying to be on time every week with the webinars and the boot camps, we just found it so difficult. And what happened was, it was a third boot camp, and Matt said, you need to get your mindset right. And he introduced us to Louise Hayes, the book called How You Can Heal Your Life.
Yeah.
And we did that. And once that happened, the penny dropped. And we thought to ourselves, oh my goodness, we had so much mindset issues. We spoke to Matt about it. He mentored us on it. We went to the Bravo program, and it really helped us a lot. And this is what turned us around. Yeah.
And it's cool. Look, for me, coaching you guys, I want everyone to hear this. It's interesting. It's easy when you're in a course like ours to focus on the technical skills. You see all these other amazing students in our community doing, now you guys are doing what they're doing, getting that first $10,000 a month off your websites. But what people don't realize is often there's a lot of mindset going on in the background. And what I'm really proud of what you guys have done, it was a tough time for you both. COVID hit, your Airbnb business, this is $1 million business and zero cash flow, guys. I don't know if any of you listening have been in that position. And I personally think coaching you guys, I remember that call that we all did together, did a couple of calls around that third boot camp, and it was just chalk and cheese. You two just changed on a dime, and particularly you, Stephen. Like I jokingly said at the boot camp, Melissa, she's always out there and she's pushing everything, but Stephen, to see you change. So I think it was within 2 weeks you joined BNI. You had your first website build within a couple of weeks of those phone calls. And we're talking a $3,000, actually, on that issue, your first website build. How big was it? I've got the numbers here. That's that big one, isn't it?
Client. Yeah, it was our first client. We gave them a 50% discount because we were still building our visibility and trust. And it was 2 weeks into BNI. So I'm still deer in the headlights, confident that I could deliver the value, just don't know how at that stage. But they liked what they were hearing and how we could help them. And that's where we saw the potential of this course as well. There's so many businesses out there that we can help. And we quoted them on a $5,500 job once off redesign. We get them 50% off, but they signed on to SEO, ongoing SEO at $1,000 a month. That was our very first client 2 weeks into joining the BNI network. And there's a story behind that. How we got to that was 3 months earlier, you issued a 100-call challenge, phone call challenge, again, to throw us out there, out of our comfort zone. And that's how I refined my messaging. Every call I got better. And that was a foundation that I used when I joined the BNI Network Business Networking Group. And the rest is history.
And also, thing I have to add as well, what really gave us confidence is that we were on Champions and we knew we had the support that we needed. We knew that if we came unstuck anywhere, there'd always be somebody that could help us, especially the wonderful team at eBusiness Institute.
Yeah. Well,
just had such great experience with Caleb, Tony, yourself, Liz.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That is awesome to hear. Well, it's certainly it has made a big difference. And what I'm really proud of you both is that mindset change. And obviously, as you said, Stephen, you guys, it seems now you've obviously got this. So we want people to realize this has taken the guys 2 years to do this. Okay. And it was just fun at the last boot camp. Like you said, a year ago, even you were still shaking your boots, but mindset wise, now it seems you've got your mojo back. So thinking over this journey then, and looking back now 2 years, and for you, Melissa, even looking back on your digital investor program when you started, you actually remember you started, I'm going to remind everyone, a lot of you may remember, we featured your first website build, I think at one of our 3-day events or something, because you just came out, you did total beginner and you did the web dev program and you built a website for your Airbnb, remember our whole community loved it. Everyone said in the comments, wow, that looks so glamorous. You two are the glamour couple, okay? So no pressure. In every picture now, you've got to look glamorous, all right? But when you look, so you guys now basically what, say over 3 years you've been training with us before COVID.
Yes.
For people who are starting out on Digital Investor Program, is there anything key that you could advise them to do other than joining our, champions, whatever? Don't go there. More just in strategy and I guess any mindset things that you could offer.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
I think everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. And when COVID hit, we couldn't see it. We were like tunnel vision trying to survive. And talking about that first website that Melissa built, it's one of our featured websites that we could present, because when we're asking for clients or doing proposals, ask what does an example of something that you've built, and we still do get leads out of it. So again,
Awesome.
It's that confidence. It's one step at a time, and it's just that having that you want a change in your life, a positive change. It's those little steps, and that's the advice that I can give, is take those little steps, no matter how hard they are. Take those little steps. If you feel in your heart that that's the right thing for you, take those little steps. It'll be okay.
Yeah, and also just to add on that, which I totally agree with Stephen, is that mindset is really the number one in anything. The moment you decide to do something and you set your mind on it, that is the biggest burden or the hurdle. Let's put it that way. And after that, like Stephen says, just take it step by step and realize that at every step, there's a reason why you have to go through it. And if you understand that, for instance, in your first year of champions, if you understand the reason why I have to sit through this and go through the learning is because I want to make sure I've got a foundation and then start stepping it up, that's fantastic. Because once you go in with the mindset thinking, right, I'm going to be here.
Yeah, that is awesome. So I think, and congratulations to you both. I think you guys embody the changes that can occur so rapidly once you get the mindset sorted with this. Everyone here, we all learn the same skills, and it's then comes down to your mindset. And that's what I think has been a big factor for you guys' success now, which I'm really, really proud of seeing what you guys are doing. It is awesome. And so guys, I'm going to have to give a shout out, aren't I, for what, let's call it the best SEO agency on the North Shore. Is that right? Is that where you guys are based, on the North Shore?
Definitely. The way all the conversations I'm having with clients, competitors aren't nearly as proactive as we are when we look after our clients, and we're selective on our clients because we know we do a good job and we deliver results.
Yeah, so that's one of the other things that we should mention too, the sorts of sites, just so people listening, that you guys are building. They're not all necessarily massive, big corporate sites, are they? Your first big one, you okay if I say what it was? It was a removalist site. And that's worth, and so you're getting $12,000 for building a removalist site. And you've got another, you do have one very nice corporate one though, which is in a nice niche that you've built as well. And that's gone really well too, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, and it's a big learning curve. But with all the training and the community, we're able to deliver the results.
Yeah. So now you're running this digital agency based in the North Shore of Sydney. So you're actually in Lane Cove. But now, what's your main target of the sort of people that you're wanting to build websites for?
We're focusing on startups and more medium businesses now, businesses that can see a return for the money they invest in SEO, because we see SEO as an investment. And like I said, we build assets for the business. So medium businesses that's willing to invest $3,000 a month on SEO to generate that content and build those assets for their business that not only generate revenue immediately once it starts working, but also becomes a longer-term asset and gives options to the owners. They can expand, they can sell, become an entrepreneur, and so on.
So you're targeting slightly bigger sized businesses, sort of ones that have employees, what, 5 to 20 employees?
5 to 20, 25 employees, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they've got the money to pay for your awesome, glamorous services. There you go. So your awesome SEO services.
Yeah. And in fact, today I was, before this podcast, I was pitching for a potential client that's employing 20 people, and they've managed to keep those 20 people throughout COVID. So that's an amazing business to be working with.
On that note, tell us how much you're quoting them, Stephen, because this is pretty cool. Because yeah, this is a moment in time, right? A year ago, you would never have done this. Tell everyone what you've quoted them.
Minimum 1,500. We still have a follow-up call, and it can go towards 5,000 depending on their needs and their goals. So we have a follow-up meeting on that.
So you're quoting anywhere between minimum $1,500, and you've offered them a $3,000 pack and up to a $5,000 pack. That's per month.
Yes.
Per month, yes.
That is awesome, guys. Seriously impressive when you think back over your journey. Within 3 years to be doing, you only need 2 more of those clients and you're done.
Yep.
There with your financial, and that's all cash flow compared to your Airbnb strategy. Not that I'm saying anything bad about Airbnb. Obviously, it's very lucrative, but when you hit a time like COVID, it can really knock you around, particularly for you guys financially. And now you've moved into a new home. You're in a much bigger place. It's better for your family. So you guys are the family people. You've got young kids and everything.
Young kids, 2 and 7, going on 3 and 8. So definitely, juggling multiple hats. A lot of in place.
Yeah, lots happening in your lives, guys. That is just absolutely unreal. I want to say a big thank you for agreeing to come along today and help inspire so many people. And people loved hearing you at the boot camp. And Melissa, all of us loved seeing you and your website all those years ago, 3 years ago, when you built that very first Airbnb site of yours. That was very cool. So guys, if you're interested in learning more about what Stephen and Melissa have done, make sure, of course, you check out our masterclass, but maybe also consider joining our digital investor program so you can get started as well, particularly if you're in corporate and you want to do this part-time, like as you heard Stephen and Melissa have done. But also maybe go and check out on our other podcast interviews some of the other inspirational stories of similar couples who have done very similar to Stephen and Melissa. But guys, I want to say a big thank you for coming along today, and big thanks.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having us.
Awesome.